Happy October 18th. Today is October 18th, and there's a whole bunch of things to celebrate. What are we going to celebrate on today, October 18th? Well, Mad Magazine, Benazir Bhutto is going to come back, and then James Watson, Francis Crick, and Maurice Wilkins are going to win the Nobel Prize for Medicine for their work in determining the structure of DNA. DNA. So we get to celebrate DNA. That double helix, that beautiful double helix, first Mad Magazine issue. What is it? It's Mervyn, 1952. 1952, so that's 70 years. Young Mad Magazine. What, me worry? 2007, Benazir Bhutto is going to come back after 8 years, back to Pakistan after 8 years in exile. And that same night, suicide attackers blow themselves up near Bhutto's convoy. Benazir Bhutto, she is, I want to say she's culturally Muslim, goes to Pakistan. I think she's a secularist, but that's America too, right? Goes back to Pakistan. She believes in freedom and democracy, believes in the republic, believes in a civil society, believes in all the things that America's been talking about for, 200 years. And there's people in Pakistan that didn't want to hear that kind of talk. What? The people get to have power? That's nonsense. Only a few leaders get power. Everybody else is a bunch of sheep who have to follow. And they killed over 100 people, including 20 police officers. Benazir Bhutto had escaped uninjured that day, but eventually the assassins are going to kill her. They are going to kill her. So that's interesting. When I was watching it, it was amazing. She was going back to Pakistan, and there's all this turmoil and all this craziness and people freaking the hell out. Benazir Bhutto going back to Pakistan, and then people are saying she's in danger because that was Musharraf. There was a military leader. The president of Pakistan at the time was some right-wing piece of shit, and she even said that, I want to say she implicated him and some other people, but she listed like 3 names. If something happens to me, here's the 3 names of the people who did it. But why did she go back to Pakistan? Why did she even risk any of it? She was safe. She didn't have to go back because she loved the people. She loved the people. She loved her people. She loved her homeland. And she wanted her people and her homeland to have a democracy, a functioning democracy. A functioning with democracy, with elections and election chiefs. Who cares if the constituents are registered? A functioning democracy that has cops that actually go and stop crime, firefighters that actually go and stop fires, election chiefs that actually register people to vote and are concerned about the integrity of the election. Oh my God, do we even have enough people to vote? There's only 3 voters. Jungle Book is released. The first transistor radio, Texas Instruments release, a whole bunch of stuff. So buckle up, because I'm just going to kind of read. But when people say, well, what did he ever do? Well, I'm reading you this book that I wrote. So just put all these things in a book, and you'll have a bunch of holidays for October. So I never wrote the book, but I did read it out loud. So it could be written by somebody else if, And I got this copy here, so technically this copy here, my copy, could be copied. I'd like to get some security and peace so I can actually that's all I would like to do, frankly. Just talk about great historical events, great scientific and historical events. Okay, so Phyllis Wheatley is freed from slavery. 1775, Phyllis Wheatley is freed from slavery. 1016, Canute and the Danes defeat Saxons at the Battle of Asandun. That was 1016. 1267, battle at Marinholz. Marion Holes. Battle at Marion Holes, 1267. Henry III, Otto II van Gelre beat Keuls Archbishop Engelbert III. So, down goes Engelbert III. Down goes Keuls. Keuls and Keuls. And Henry III and Otto II van Gelre is victorious at the battle at Marion Holes. 1267. That's what happened in 1267, October 18th. 1944, Allied generals Dwight D. Eisenhower, Omar Bradley, and Bernard Montgomery confer in Brussels, Belgium. 1926, Frankfurter Zeitung publishes Lenin's Political Testament. Alaska Day, 1867, Alaska Purchase. U.S. takes formal possession of Alaska from Russia, having paid $7.2 million. The check used by the United States to purchase Alaska at less than 2 cents an acre. 1921, Soviet Russia agrees to independence for the Crimea. 1984, Discovery moves to Vandenberg AFB for mating of STS-51A mission. 2009, quarterback Tom Brady throws 5 second quarter touchdowns against the Tennessee Titans, an NFL record. An NFL record for touchdown passes in 1 quarter. 1967, Soviet Venera 4 becomes the first probe to send back the data back from Venus. Azerbaijan, independence 1991, but they keep killing Armenians. Soviet Union, independent. They're independent from the Soviet Union in 1991, though. 1386, the University of Heidelberg opens. This is even earlier than that Walker fucking university. 1400s. This is 1386. The University of Heidelberg opens. Wow. Is that when the Enlightenment begins? A university? What the hell he want to open up a university for? 1997, the groundbreaking Guggenheim Museum, designed by Frank Gehry, is inaugurated by King Juan Carlos I and Bilbao. You're such a Guggenheimer. What a Guggenheimer! Frank Gehry, 1997. 1945, Paul Robeson wins the Spring Arn Medal for Singing and Acting Achievements. 1922, British Broadcasting Company, the BBC, is founded, later called the British Broadcasting Corporation. Is it a company? Is it a corporation? It's propaganda. That's what it is. 1748, Treaty of Aix-la-Chapelle is signed, and in the War of Austrian Succession. 1561, the Fourth Battle of Kawanakajima takes place, where Takeda Shingen defeats Uesugi Kenshin in the climax of their ongoing conflict. That was in 1561, the Fourth Battle of Kawanakajima. 2013, Saudi Arabia becomes the first country to turn down a seat in the UN Security Council in protest over Syria. 2019, the first all-female spacewalk by NASA astronauts Christina Koch and Jessica Meir outside the International Space Station. 1992, Philadelphia Eagle Randall Cunningham sets NFL quarterback scramble record of 3. 3. How many scrambles? I had 1 or 2. No, man, you had 3. You broke the record. Oh, no, wait. 3,683. Okay, that sounds, 1992 got 3,000. What the hell's a scramble? Quarterback scramble? Quarterback sack? Scramble. I don't know. 3,683. So congratulations to Randall Cunningham, 1992. 1962, the U.S. launches a Ranger 5 for the lunar impact. For the lunar impact. You know we put a man on the moon? Well, in 1962, the Ranger 5 missed the moon. So we aimed for the moon, and then we're like, whoops! And then it just, where the hell did the Ranger 5 go? I don't know. We'll have to look that up. 1962, 1991, My Own Private Idaho, directed and written by Gus Van Sant, starring River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves, is released. 1969, Soyuz 8 returns to Earth. 1914, Schoenstatt movement is founded in Germany. 1944, Soviet troops invade Czechoslovakia during World War II. 1966, Persona, Swedish film directed by Ingmar Bergman, starring Bibi Andersson and Liv Ullmann, is released. 1978, New York Islanders, first scoreless tie versus the LA Kings. 1979, Beatlemania opens in London. 1988, Israel Supreme Court upholds a ban on Kahani's Koch party as racist. 1980, Detroit blocks 21 Atlanta shots, setting an NBA record, double overtime. 1981, Andreas Papandreou, PASOK, PASOK wins Greek elections. Al Capone is convicted of tax evasion, 1931. Yeah, check that date. I've seen that a couple times. 1932, Belgium government of Rinking Falls, 1776. The Battle of Pelham, Colonel John Glover and Marblehead Regiment meet British forces in the Bronx, 2011. Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit is released by Hamas. 1672, Poland and Turkey signed the Peace of Buczaks. The Peace of Buczaks, Poland and Turkey. That was 1672. Better days, October 18, 1672. Poland and Turkey. Turkey's on the side of Russia, and Poland's on the side of Ukraine. 1961, West Side Story, directed by Robert Wise and Jerome Robbins. The film adaptation of the 1957 Broadway musical starring Natalie Wood is released. Best Picture, 1962. West Side Story, 1968. Circus Hotel opens in Las Vegas, largest permanent big top in the world. Going to hit the big top for a raise. Necktie Day. The necktie that spread from Europe traces back to Croatian mercenaries serving in France during the 30 Years' War. These mercenaries from the Croatian military frontier, wearing their traditional small knotted handkerchiefs, aroused the interest of the Parisians, the people of Paris, because Croats. Okay. So, the boy king, Louis XIV, started to wear a lace cravat around in 1646. And that was when he was 7 years old, and that set the standard for European fashion for the next 500 years. 1973, Congress authorizes bicentennial quarter, $50 and dollar coins. In Canada, it's Person's Day. Happy Person's Day to Canada. It's also the World Menopause Day, so happy World Menopause Day. 1878, Edison makes electricity available for house use. Incredible world record, 9 meters, 29 feet high altitude. I'm not sure. Mexico City Olympics. Somebody made a world record. 1969, federal government bans cyclamates, artificial sweeteners. 1970, Sachio Kinugasa begins 2,215 cons game streak for Hiroshima Carp. 1974, Andre Van de Leeuwen appointed mayor of Rotterdam. That was 1974. Roseanne Barr, the TV comedy show. Roseanne, the good one, the first one. John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf. It premieres on ABC, 1988. 1974, Chicago Bull. Nate Thurman becomes the first in NBA to complete a quadruple double, 22 points, 14 rebounds, 13 assists, and 12 blocks. That was 1974, and that was Nate Thurman. 1975, Simon and Garfunkel reunite on Saturday Night Live, and they sing My Little Town. 1976, the Nobel Prize for Chemistry is awarded to American William Lipscomb. 1977, West German commandos liberate Boeing 737 with 86 hostages at Mogadishu. 2017, the 19th Chinese Communist Party Congress opens in Beijing with President Xi Jinping delivering the 3-hour and 23-minute speech heralding a new era. The American flag is raised in Puerto Rico, 1898, October 18th. 1912, the First Balkan War breaks out with Bulgaria, Serbia, and Greece opposed to Turkey. Why is Turkey always opposed to everybody? M. Forster publishes novel Howard Zinn, 1912, The Treaty of Lausanne. Ends the Italo-Turkish War. Italy annexes Libya. Italian airships bomb Turkish positions. The Italo-Turkish War was the first conflict to feature aerial bombardment. 1915, the Third Italian Offensive at Asanzo. 1918, Russian 10th Army drives out white armies of Tsaritsyn, Stalingrad. 1929, women are considered persons under Canadian law. If any of those are bad, I'm not supportive of those, so don't put that. These are a lot of copy and paste. In 1941, Soviet spy Richard Sorge is arrested in Tokyo. 1943, U.S. bombing of Bougainville, Solomon Islands. 1946, Aaron Copland's Third Symphony premieres. 1948, Operation 10 Plagues, Israeli offensive against Egyptian army. 1951, USSR performs nuclear test. 1952, Vinno Mankad takes 13 Pakistan weeks to win first India-Pakistan clash. 1953, Willie Thurr becomes the first black NFL quarterback in modern times. 1955, track and field names Jesse Owens all-time track athlete. 1955, University of California discovers anti-proton. 1955, Buganda agreement between Andrew Cohen, governor of Uganda Protectorate, and Mutesa II Kabaka of Buganda. I guess they signed an agreement, peace accords. 1955 for Uganda and Buganda. Where's Buganda today? Where is Buganda today? That was the Buganda Agreement, 1955. 1963, IOC votes Mexico City to host the 1968 Olympics. 1967, the Nobel Prize for Physics is awarded to Hans A. Bethe, B-E-T-H-E, Bethe. Did I skip a couple? I did. Some of these sports ones I skipped. Crude oil, 2001 crude oil for November delivery falls to its lowest level since August 1999 on the New York Mercantile Exchange. NYMEX. 1932, the Belgian government of Rincon falls. Sayonara, Rincon!